Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Punk Rock Review, home of a bunch of opinionated crap you don't care about, also the home of the feedback you provide that we don't care about, keeps us on an even playing field, and we like that. Real quick shout out to our sponsor, no one. Feel bad to give us money. Anyhow, moving straight into it today. Today we're going to be talking about a, topic of conversation that we have had, a little bit in the past here, a little bit there, other, kind of outlets and, kind of sources and, little, groupings of folks and individuals, of course, have talked about this in the past as well. Man, but it is, definitely something that you can touch base on and update regularly. Plus, we get to do whatever the hell we want. So, moving straight into it, kind of making it a little more official. Obviously, we're professional gamers. Man, today we're going to be talking about the toxicity that still exists in Overwatch 2. That's right. You'd be like, what? Toxicity still exists in Overwatch 2? And you would be right. It does still exist in Overwatch 2. And the reason that you would be asking that question is because you know, deep down, it does still exist there, man. You got you got folks, man, that have zero to little understanding of what a team-based kind of squad combat, situation should be and should play out to be, man. And you got individuals that chalk stuff up to, a KDR. That's a kill-death ratio, obviously, for those that don't know. Man, you got folks that chalk something up if, you got a poor performance on that or, X amount of damage or, anything like that, man. All of a sudden, they know best and they know the reason why their team is losing. But if you do the comparable stats, man, on especially Overwatch 2, where you can see the actual team-based differences where, Team A is double the healing, double the kills, double the damage dealt, double the, mitigated damage, anything like that, man. You got these blowout games and such where if you line up the numbers and everything, man, you can't chalk up a, individual loss in a case like that to anyone that's been performing poorly and things of that nature, man. And I've been on teams where folks are, kind of ridiculed and talked down on and things of that nature, man. And I always try and just chime in and say, it's a team game and whatnot, get off their back, man. It's not their fault, especially if it's one of those one-sided games. And let's be honest, man, in competitive, they're out there, man. It's one-sided game, and then on occasion, man, you'll get a, kind of mediocrely balanced, thing with like one or two very, very top-performing individuals, stat-wise, man, in any of that stuff. But the toxicity or whatever, it's prevalent, man. It still exists, man. And there's just a bunch of folks, man, that will bitch out one thing or another, man. But when it comes down to it, it's a team game, man. If your team's not communicating, if you're not communicating, if you're just making things even, worse off, man, by just talking shit, especially a minute into a game, a minute and a half into a game or something where, nothing's been determined or decided yet, man. Maybe your team's lost a battle, or maybe you haven't, exactly countered your, kind of pick of choice, as far as support, tank, DPS, whatever. Maybe you haven't, finalized how the rest of the game's going to play out, man. And for someone to just immediately, just rain that kind of negativity, man, on the entire team by, either calling out their pick, or calling out their, performing poorly early on in a game. I've seen games, I've been in the games, man, where, I would perform poorly in the beginning, and then all of a sudden after a character swap or two and, a different kind of scenario or situation, you end up getting the play of the game, and you end up increasing your stats up too, and even surpassing those that were initially talking shit. It definitely fluctuates, man, and it's a team-based game, and you need all of the factors to line up and whatnot, and to just kind of rain negativity on the situation does nothing but, make it even less enjoyable, man, for your team and whole, and in general, man, but it just detracts and defocuses from what you should be focused on in the, initial, beginning to begin with, and that is whatever the objective is, man. It's an objective-based, team-based game and whatnot. And if you're not contributing, man, to helping with the communication on the team or calling out, different things, or at least relaying what you plan on doing yourself as an individual, man, then it's your own fault. You can't bitch at someone else or whatever. Say it's your healer, and you just fucking run off and do whatever you want to. Man, you can't blame your healer that has line of sight healing and such and be like, man, I'm not getting any heals. What's up with that? It's like, well, because you're 3 leagues down the field around 24 different corners and whatnot, trying to spawn camp these bitches because we ended up winning one battle. Stay back, stay on the objective, and stay, within range of the dynamics and folks on your team, and make it a team-based game. Don't be, Moiraing off and looking to get 30-some kills and, the entire damage and whatnot, and then you look back, man, and your tank's dying because, he just needed an extra 50 health points or something, an extra little, jot of, kind of health put into him and whatnot to survive an extra battle and everything when he's playing the objective or they're playing the objective. Man, it doesn't go across the board, man. You can't just bitch about stuff when you're a contributing factor to all of the things that need to align, not aligning. It makes it more toxic, man. The toxicity's still out there. There's still individuals, man, that, definitely are the best players ever. And, it's a miracle that they're not on a professional team somewhere. But, man, you should definitely, especially in any tier, you should talk down on and probably ridicule and, make fun of anyone that doesn't perform to your level and standards of satisfaction in a free-to-play game and whatnot, because you're probably the best. That was a lot of sarcasm. You pick out which parts were and which parts weren't. Toxicity, in Overwatch 2, what can be said about this one? It gets a good old-fashioned... Let's put these on tiers. You see those videos where they're like, oh, this is an S-tier character. Well, let's put this on S-tier, okay? Toxicity in Overwatch 2, because the S is for still around, because that shit's still around. Yeah. Bunch of mouth-running MFs, man. Yeah, crazy. What was up in the good old days? You talk back to these people and you tell them, you're not being polite, mister or ma'am. Slow your roll. And they usually would slow their roll, obviously. You know what you don't need to slow your roll doing? Giving us money. So do that. Give us money. That's it. Have a good one. You probably didn't. We'll catch you next time. Probably won't.